Hello neighbor, this is Curt with eTrailer, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Romik RB2 Running Boards, and we're going to see how they look and how they install on our 2025 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. Now, a running board is an excellent way just to ensure a little bit of extra safety getting in and out of the vehicle, and they could also add a little bit of style to your vehicle as well. So this running board here from Romik is going to offer a 6-inch wide step with a 450-pound weight capacity. The board itself is made of aluminum, so it's really lightweight and easy to handle during installation, and the brackets that they are mounted on with the vehicle are going to be a powder-coated stainless steel. So between the aluminum and that powder-coated steel, these are going to do a really good job of being corrosion and rust resistant. The way that the board is designed is that we've got this lip that runs up here in the back, and what that's really going to kind of do is force any kind of liquid or debris to run off of the front. We've got these nice little grooves here that give us a little bit of grip, and we've got kind of a smaller, sharper groove on the edge here that can work a little bit as a boot scrape. Not sure how effective of a boot scrape that would be, but it should do a good job of getting some gunk off of your shoes before you get into the vehicle. But the main thing that I like about running boards is when you put them on a vehicle like this that does have a lot of ground clearance, it can significantly decrease that step up in and out of the vehicle. So let's take a look and see just how much these are going to help us out. So up to the door threshold, we've got a measurement of a little over 25 inches. And from the ground to the top of our running board, we've got that right at about 18 inches. So while it doesn't really cut the step in half, an 18-inch step up is a lot better for me than a just over 2 feet step up at that 25 inches. So that's going to help you out. So if you've got kids getting in and out of the car, maybe you're picking up grandma and grandpa or another senior, these are the kind of things that are going to really help make sure everybody is safe when they're doing it. Now, I had mentioned a little bit about how easy these are to maneuver when it comes to the installation. The installation is really, really simple. You really only need a couple of tools. You'll need your 13mm socket along with a 13mm torque wrench, and that's really about it. But follow along, I'll show you exactly how to get these onto your Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. So to start our installation, we'll begin with our brackets. And first we need to talk about bracket placement. There is certain brackets that you want to put in each of the 3 mounting locations that we find on each side of the vehicle. So we're going to be working on our driver's side right now. And our front bracket, you'll see these tabs that kind of come over from the main body of it. Our front bracket, those tabs need to be facing the back of the vehicle. And then our middle and our back bracket, this tab needs to be facing the front of the vehicle. Now, each of these are attached by putting this piece on the outside where these open bolt holes are. Each of these will get a bolt, and then there's a bolt that's going to go vertically into a pre-threaded hole in the frame. So we're going to work on the front bracket. So I've got the appropriate bracket. My tabs are facing the rear of the vehicle, and this is going to line up just like this. We've got this part here on the outside lined up with these 2 bolt holes here and here, and that is going to help line up our vertical bolt hole right here. So I'm going to hold this in place, and I'm going to take my M8 flange bolt and my M8 flat washer, and I'm just going to hand thread that bolt in for now. And once I've got that in place, I'm not tightening it down completely. I just want to keep it up and in the air. And at this point, I'm going to grab another one of my M8 flange bolts along with the M8 flange nut. We're going to feed this right through the front, just like so. And I'm just going to hand tighten this down a little bit too. Again, I'm not trying to tighten these down completely. I want to keep them somewhat maneuverable until I get the actual running board on the brackets, and I can make any adjustments that I need from there. And finally, we're going to do the same thing as we did with this bolt through this hole right here. So with our brackets installed, if we turn over our running board, we're going to notice 2 T-tracks over here with basically 3 bolts in each track that we're able to slide back and forth just like so. There's also going to be a flat washer and a nut attached to them. Now, my recommendation to get these mounted onto the bracket would be to loosen that nut, not remove it, but loosen it, you know, a pretty good distance and leave a good gap here, because the idea is going to be we're going to flip this board over and we're going to slide these pairs of bolts through each of the slots in our brackets. So with the board flipped over right now, I've got the bolts kind of where they're going to end up. They're not going to stay in place when I flip this over, so there will be some manual lining up we're going to want to do. But if we get it in the general area, we should be able to turn over our board and get it pretty well lined up. But since we loosen that nut and washer, we've got plenty of clearance to get it in there. So I'm just going to work a little bit back and forth, make sure these find their way home. So with all my bolts lined up into the slots with their brackets, just want to show you this from out here. We have the ability to slide our board forward and back for positioning, or, you know, out or closer as well. So at this point, we're going to go underneath, get it lined up, and tighten the bolts down there. Now that those are tightened down, I'm going to keep my 13mm socket, and I'm going to go ahead and tighten down the bolts to my brackets going into the vehicle frame. And I've also went ahead and grabbed a 13mm wrench to help me out here with these ones on the side that we have both a nut and a bolt to tighten. And once you've got that, your torque wrench set, go ahead and get them all tightened down. So that's a look at the Romik RB2 Running Boards on the 2025 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. And if after watching this video you decide that these are the running boards for you, you get them, you install them, you use them a little bit, please share with us what you think about them in the comments below. We'd love to share your experience with our other neighbors so they can make the best decision for themselves. Once again, this is Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.